Alright, it's Henry again, and today I'm doing an unboxing video of the Master Grade RX-78-2 Gundam 1 Year War version. Now there's actually two different versions of this kit. Both are standard releases. This is the first one that came out, and let's see if I can show the copyright, 2005. And this kit was made to commemorate a video game that Ben and I released, Gundam the 1 Year War version, or Mobile Suit Gundam the 1 Year War. Anyway, Japan exclusive game, never came to the US. It was for PlayStation 2. But we did get a really cool Master Grade out of it. This is actually one of my favorite Master Grades. I don't even know how many different versions of the 1 Year War Gundam I've built, but it's fantastic. Very, very solid kit. So, side of the box, as you can see, it's not in the traditional straight white, blue, red, and yellow color scheme. It's a very muted, almost kind of a faded color scheme. It's got a light yellowish tan for the white parts, and then the red, yellow, and blue are also very, very faded, almost like a pastel color. Lots and lots of panel lines all over it. It's probably, at the time it was released, it probably had more panel lines than any other Master Grade. So, also, this is about the same time that they started doing the individually ball-jointed fingers. That was, I don't think this was the first Master Grade to do it. I'm pretty sure even before, like, the Rick Dom and Sazabi, I think there might have been like one other kit that had ball joint fingers before this one. But anyway, it does not have a core fighter. For this particular kit, they omitted the core fighter in place of increased flexibility in the torso. 3,200 yen is the retail price. And the other version that I mentioned earlier is the exact same mold, but it comes in anime accurate colors. So it's got that kind of greenish off-white, and then the red, blue, and yellow are a nice bright color. So let's open this up. And right off the bat you can see those faded, almost pastel colors I was talking about. It's like a very light brick red and a very soft blue. Really, really good detail on them, though. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Lots of panel lining, lots of really intricate detail. The yellow is, it's not as subdued as the blue and the red, but still a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of on the orangey side, but it still has sort of a softness to it. Runner polycaps there. Not a whole lot of markings. We get 3 little foil stickers, and then we get some, actually I'll just open this up. We get a sheet of stickers and a sheet of dry transfer decals. So, really cool looking markings though. Won't be using the stickers, but I'm pretty sure I will use these dry transfers. Also, you can see the chain here for the Gundam hammer. Then we got gray for the weapons in the backpack. And here's that light, almost kind of a yellowish tan color for most of the outer armor. Little Amuro figure there. 2 curved beam sabers, and this runner right here actually, oops, if I can knock my camera over, not sure if that's showing up, it might be too dark, but it says Gundam version 1.5. This runner is actually from the Master Grade RX-78 1.5. There are several parts on here we're not going to be using, like these hand parts, and I think those are going to the ankle joint for the 1.5, but those won't be used. But it'll tell you that in the manual. More outer armor parts. You can really see that good panel lining on the leg armor there. I'm thinking some of these are sort of shallow. I might have to go back and rescribe some of these panel lines because they're very, very finely molded. And we got this thing. For those of you who don't know what in the heck this is, Bandai doesn't really do stuff like this anymore. Well, no, they do with real grades. But even real grades are trying to do it less and less. But back in the early 2000s, Bandai loved making these runners of movable parts all on one runner. And what they do is they basically just use two different kinds of plastic that won't stick together and run it through the injection molding machine twice. So then you've got articulated parts, all these little hydraulic tubes and stuff here, and also in the knee joint and the ankle joint, because these are the inner frames for the legs, and it'll be movable. As soon as you clip it off the runner, the parts will be movable, and you won't even have to do any assembly, other than some of the additional inner frame parts. And then lastly is a very large gray runner for the inner frame. As you can see, there's the torso, no core fighter, just a couple of ball joints. So we got increased posability for the torso at the expense of a core fighter, which honestly is fine with me because I hardly ever display the core fighters anyway. And we do have a couple of screws. I think the only two screws in this kit are for the legs. I think they go in the knee joint. Screws are also something Bandai used to really like including with master grades back in the day. Not so much anymore. Okay, so last up is the manual. Got a nice shot on the front, showing off some of that nice posability. Well, back in 2005, this was really good posability. Nowadays, that's pretty much standard. Any master grade could do this pose. Although, a nice little bonus is that this manual for the PS2 video game color version of this kit is in full color. So all these nice little illustrations are now in color. The instructions themselves are in color. So a real treat to see all this stuff in bright colors, especially these Beecraft illustrations. I really miss seeing those drawings in the master grade manuals. They just don't do that anymore, I guess. They were a victim of cost cutting. So go through building the legs, and then we build the weapons in final assembly, and then on the back we get a decal guide. Now there were a few other kits released for this video game. The Zaku 2, the Goof, Char's Gelgoog, and the Dom, but they were not remolded in any way. They were just straight recolors of their previous 1.0 master grades. They just altered the colors slightly to match the color palette of the video game. So, that about does it for this unboxing video. I've actually made YouTube videos of several of these one-year War Gundams, but I don't think I ever got around to recording an unboxing video of one. So, I figured if I'm doing one now, I might as well go ahead and record an unboxing video, so that way I can at least say I did one. And this is a standard release. It's not a kit that Bandai produces very often. They're kind of rare, but it's not a limited edition. It's kind of in like a weird blurry gray area. So I'd say maybe, I don't know, once every 5 or 10 years or so, Bandai will do a production run on these things. So if you see one for a decent price, pick it up. If not, just get the animation color version. It's the same kit, just molded in different colors. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.
The disasters that are coming, the military, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population